we're gonna get to the grandson of the grandson of the shooter, the guy that shot Ralph Yarl. The story that's out there is that he got shot because he rang the wrong doorbell. And you know, they're trying to make it racial. They're trying to say because
it is true. He did get shot because he had the wrong doorbell. They're missing a lot of context.
I think there's context to it that's missing because they're doing the same shit they usually do. They show the pictures, the innocent pictures, and all that stuff. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't going there to find his siblings, but I would assume that it wasn't just. Well, the story is that the guy's claiming that he jiggled his doorbell or
his doorknob.
Doorknob.
Okay.
So he thought in that moment, okay, this guy's trying to
get into my house.
Yeah. So, that's the story. Again, even for both sides, I'll just wait till we see a little more evidence.
We have to
on both sides,
but that's important.
Yeah. You guys have anything to say on the case itself?
I think it's unfortunate. I mean, I do believe the story. I believe the young man's story that he was at the wrong house. He thought he was at his cousin's house, but it's an unfortunate.
Is that what he's saying though, or is that what the story? Because I heard that story before he even got out of the hospital.
Okay, I do believe that initial story that he was at because I'm going based off of the fact that there's no like criminal history. You know what I'm saying? And it does look he looks like a pudding ball. You know what I mean? So. I don't see him.
That's because they show the pictures of him like 5 years ago.
I hear you, but
they did the same thing with Mike Brown.
I don't see him being an Ian. Now, it's 10 o'clock at night. You have an 82-year-old man, and he thinks somebody's trying to get into his house. I can see why he would shoot.
Yeah,
especially given that area and the crime rate. Why the fuck not? So
right.
I'm not gonna fault the guy for defense. If he opened the door and they had a conversation, oh, this is the wrong house, and then he shot him, then I can see that. But it never happened. It didn't happen like that.
Look, if we're talking about miscommunication on both sides, this guy thought he was at the right house. He wasn't. Turned out the guy that was in there thought somebody's breaking into his house. Mm-hmm. That to me is like, all right, well, it's kind of chalked up to just a fucked up moment. That
it's an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah, on both sides.
On both sides.
Yeah, it is what it is. But here's another thing, because they're bringing up all these stories of like, this is a story of a white woman that was shot. This is another story of somebody who rang a doorbell, and they're making it seem like there's an epidemic now of people just getting shot for ringing the. I think this is something that just always happens. Mm-hmm. I think this has always happened, and now that it's a sensationalized story out there, all the stories of that are coming out, and they're trying to use them now for whatever side. White people are trying to use one for, oh, see, this happens to white people and nobody cares. Let's be the victims now. And then it's, you know what I mean? Like, people are just bringing up these stories for the sensationalized side of it, I guess. But what were you going to say? You were about to...
I forgot, but I think because I watched the video of this guy talk about his grandpa and it made me think about my grandpa, and my grandpa's not white, but he's said some things that just because of the person he is and his reputation, I won't repeat here. But
I had a nice argument with your grandfather on Christmas.
Oh, did you? Oh
yeah,
you did.
We were arguing about slavery.
But I mean, I say that to say, even if he says some stuff, I'm not gonna go into public if he defended himself and he felt like he was being threatened. I'm not gonna go on the public media and bash him and call him and call him a racist. Like, what the fuck is this?
All right, let me say this because they're gonna run with this story. I guarantee it. Mm-hmm. This fucking freeloading asshole. I don't know if he's freeloading, but he seems like he is. He's a liberal douchebag.
He's wearing plaid with dirty dreads.
Right. And this is what we talk about all the time, where we were talking about how they're turning kids against you.
Yeah.
The girl who gave the father a eulogy, who is a Trump supporter,
right,
calls him a piece of shit at his funeral. This is that. this guy is a liberal douchebag who is brainwashed to hate his grandfather. Because when you hear his reasoning of why he thinks his grandfather's racist, you're gonna fucking hate this guy as much as I hate him.
He voted for Trump.
You listen, you'll hear.
It may be worse than that, actually. Let's listen to the real riffraff.
Investor, and we always like to get a perspective on the thinking of someone who knows him, why they might do this. So, Clint, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it.
Sorry, let me move a little forward.
Does Don Lemon still have a job?
Does it sound like Kevin Federline?
Yeah, actually. Good call.
This is a horrible tragedy. It never should have happened.
Folks are going to want to know, why are you speaking out and apparently against your grandfather?
It's the right thing to do.
Oh, wait, he already said it, I believe.
So, Clint, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. What was your reaction when you heard that your grandfather shot Ralph Yarl for ringing his doorbell?
I was disgusted. I thought it was terrible. Myself and my family stand with Ralph Yarl and seeking justice. This is a horrible tragedy. It never should have happened.
Folks are going to want to know, why are you speaking out and apparently against your grandfather?
It's the right thing to do. This country happens over and over again where people get away with killing unarmed, innocent black people. And I would have had the same energy for any other case like I've had over and over again in this country, like I said. So it's the right thing to do. People need to speak out and not make any excuses for this kind of behavior in this.
So basically, the political discourse was more important to him than the loyalty to his grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe his grandfather was an abusive fuck to this guy. I don't know. But I would assume he would say that if you're throwing him under the bus on public fucking national TV.
I just think he's a woke bitch.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm gonna prove it in a second. Well, he's gonna prove it, and with what he's gonna say and how, like, what turned him against his grandfather.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
It could be a behind closed doors thing. The grandfather didn't get arrested the same day, so he probably has more insight on what actually happened and knew what this real story is.
Well, look, what he's trying to do is he's not trying to correct any information on what's going on. He's trying to paint a character statement, more or less, towards his grandfather.
Gotcha.
Has nothing to do with the case. So he's trying to villainize his grandfather for what. Now, again, that could be connected to some personal issue. I don't know, but I don't believe it. I think it's just a woke asshole that turned against his grandfather because he may have heard his grandfather say some things that he doesn't agree with.
But you're gonna hear it, yeah, like you said, you're gonna hear him say it in a second.
Absolutely. Watch.
Violence.
So you said for killing innocent black people. The prosecutor in this case has suggested that there was a racial component to it. Do you believe your grandfather is racist?
I believe he holds racist tendencies and beliefs.
Why do you say that?
He's just a stock American Christian male. It's older, that's just how they are. It's the conspiracies and weird random racist things they say, and it doesn't make sense, but
can't even come up with a good fucking reason on why he thinks his grandfather is racist, other than he's a white Christian male.
I really want to break this down.
What a piece of shit
I think
this guy is.
I think he is Wunda. Say that again?
Is he a mulatto?
I think he is. I think he's mixed.
Maybe, I don't know, but regardless, he's a piece of shit.
I want to break this down.
Makes it even more woke.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The racial side of it, probably.
When Don Lemon asked him the question, when humans lie, when they think of a lie, their eyes tend to wander. The first thing he did was look up. He was trying to think, oh, well, how can I make him look to be racist? And he
doesn't have any real reasons.
He doesn't say anything real, anything tangible about
By the way,
grandfather.
Can I just clear this up? I
don't want to forget my point really quickly.
Go ahead.
Then he likens Christianity. He put Christianity in the bucket of just racism. Your typical stock Christian male.
American.
What the fuck?
Well,
does that mean?
that's what I'm trying to say is we have to sort of define what racism would be. Like if he were to go, my grandfather always expressed how much he didn't like black people. He didn't really have a good reason for it. You know what I mean? I would be like, all right,
Okay,
maybe
he's racist.
Maybe he's racist. You know what I mean? Like, he's not giving any, like you said, tangible reason of why he thinks his grandfather's racist, other than some shitty leftist talking points. He's a stock Christian white male. He spouts off conspiracy theories and racist beliefs. What the fuck does that mean?
And I don't like the news that he watches. Oh, you mean the competitor to the channel that you're on?
Right. Well, let's continue because he gets there.
They're just scared.
Now,
You're just
listen, you're
scared.
generalizing a lot here about, you said older Christian white males, but what do you mean by that? What do you mean they're scared? Talk to me more, please.
Fucking Don Lemon's jerking off on this guy's shoulder.
Talk to me, please.
Come on, please.
Give it to me.
You said racism? Oh, yeah.
I need it. Ratings.
Talk to me. Come on, talk to
At
me.
least he's asking for substance.
It's all about.
You're right. He's at least digging
It's all about
because
the money.
of what the content is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I feel like a lot of people of that generation are caught up in this 24-hour news cycle of fear and paranoia perpetuated by some other news stations, and he was fully into that. Sit and watch Fox News all day, every day, blaring in his living room. And I think that stuff really kind of reinforces this negative view of minority groups and leads people to be a little, it doesn't necessarily lead people to be racist, but it reinforces and galvanizes racist people.
I guarantee you, bro. This guy hates his grandfather because he watches Fox News.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee it's no deeper than fucking that.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what these pieces of shit liberals raise. This is the people they raise.
The irony of him saying he watches something that spreads nothing but what's the word that he used?
Conspiratorial
or fear mongering.
fear mongering.
He's on the number
He's
one
on
station.
CNN.
He's on the number one station for fear mongering right now, bro. Talking about
Jesus
Fox.
Christ.
And when they say, oh, Fox shows black people in the bad light. No, they show crime. And what's happening is black people are committing crime at a disproportionate level in this country. There's way less of us than white people, and we are committing more crimes than them per capita. So if Fox plays that needs to be shown, because CNN is not showing that.
It's how can something that's true and that's a fact be racist?
Because you're calling it out. You can't talk about it anymore.
The only way it would be racist if Fox News, and I know they're not doing this, I know there's almost nobody on there doing this, is going, it's because of their skin color. That's what's causing them to commit crimes. No, people on Fox like Tucker Carlson, even just conservative in general, we're saying, no, it has nothing to do with your skin color. You're behaving badly.
You're a piece of shit.
And I don't care if you're black. I expect you to at least behave like a human being because I think you can. That's the opposite of racist. That's why liberals are racist, because they go, oh, well, they're black. They can't help it.
The what is it? Low expectations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Soft racism or soft bigotry.
Mm-hmm.
Low expectations.
I expect you to commit crimes. So therefore, I'm not going to judge you for it, because that's what you do.
OJ Sim puts it very simply. This guy is literally trying to get his grandfather thrown in jail for the rest of his life. That's evil.
Yeah.
That's fucking evil.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely as evil as you can get.
100%. While we were
no loyalty, no principles, no morals, these people.
While we were talking about it, Brian